Welcome to Insights. I'm Eric. Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin again. Bitcoin is not really making a change within the evolution of the trade. We can see here that we had a reset 10 days ago. So nothing's really looking bad. I think the reason why we're going to talk about it here is because these resets there's been several of them down in this area. Now the price is starting to climb. It looks like we're ready to jump the creek at 58.22 on GBTC, which is the trust for the Bitcoin Grayscale Trust. It looks pretty good. The resets set themselves up appropriately, and it's now ready to climb above here. What you're going to see is you're going to see a breakout if it happens, and since the spot price essentially has broken above its high already, I'm not showing it, but I'm sure you're well aware of it. It's above, we're at 64,000. You're going to have this coil here in place from this high to this low here, and that's going to generate a new price target. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, or I can show you here where you can go and look that up yourself. You can click these links inside the matrix and you can enter the geo forecasts, which are the geometric forecasts between the highs and the lows, and it gives you an idea of where we're headed. The impulse itself gives you an idea, and I'm not going to really focus on that here because I'm going to keep this one an open content. We really want to discuss or really talk about the evolution of the trade, which can be click these links here and you can get a full detail. I assume most of the people who are using the matrix now are becoming comfortable with the evolution of the trade. The evolution of the trade follows the three time frames. It primarily focuses on the primary trend, which is the monthly trend. That stays up as long as it stays up, and the cycles are pretty young. We know this because here's the price cycle and here's the time cycle, and as long as they're below zero and they're negative and they're not colored in any shape or form, this is a relatively young primary trend, and this is a young secondary trend as well. There's a little bit of time extension here, but it's not major. It just means the cycle is above its mean. It's above zero. But other than that, this one's not extended. The daily's not extended. Bitcoin has the ability to run here. I know everybody was worried during the resets, and I said be patient and I'm not too concerned until the primary trend flips, and we'll see how energy develops. And during a lot of those resets, energy hasn't budged, and we're going to talk about that in a second here. But we can see from the energy column, which is right here, the energy build has been very close to 60, which is the bullish threshold. DI2 is now 40, which has climbed above, and we've actually picked up percentage points over the last couple of weeks, which means the energy build or has grown during the resets, which is the downward turn in the daily and then the upward movement to realignment again. And that energy build has looked something like this. You can click these links here and you can pull up a chart that looks here. These are updated on a weekly basis. We can see that the resets, which are difficult to see in this very small area here, but energy has climbed back above where it was past here towards this level. It's not all highlighted white yet. We're at 55, which is below, but we have a very bullish or high number for DI2. Ultimately, what it suggests is that this area of energy has to be released downward towards a bearish energy build. This movement that's going to take place, it doesn't have to take place over this time frame, but this movement can be shorter and sharper. But ultimately, when the price rallies, energy releases itself into a bearish setup, which will then create a blocking dome or an impediment for the price rally. That'll be down in here. We're up here. We need to come down here. And usually that coincides with some sort of rally to the upside. Not always, but the odds favor it. It's like 75% or slightly higher that's what takes place. So you're playing the odds. The evolution of the trade is a management of those odds, a recognition of those odds, an understanding of price, time, and energy cycle. But essentially, we recognize that the energy builds up here and it needs to come down here, and that usually means further advances. So I really don't know what everybody was talking about in terms of the bearish fundamentals, the worry, the consolidation. I don't really follow the internet close enough to know what the scuttlebutt or the the conversations that are taking place between around the trading desks. I find that Bitcoin is a highly discussed topic, but the discipline is severely lacking on the internet, and most of it is basically garbage, in my opinion, in terms of what I see. You people are guessing. People are guessing whether the price is going to go down, whether it's going to go up. They don't recognize any of the cycles that take place. They have no concept of where energy builds lie. So I think they're just kind of guessing whether or not price is going to go up or is going to go down. And it really has more to do with opinion than it has to do with professional trading discipline. So really, in terms of the evolution of the trade, Bitcoin looks pretty good. It's triple up. It's early. The composite score is -4.5, which is one of the lowest in the matrix. The We have about 10 more. We're 10 days into the flip, as you can see here. You got 8 days until we reach the mean on the daily, but this is probably going to take out and go much further than that. If you're a subscriber, I want you to pull over into this area, and you can check out the impulses. You can check out the seasonality, but I won't push that over there and talk about it today because that's something that I think the subscribers need to look at. It helps you define where this impulse is headed. You use the geometric spirals in order to determine where the minimum target on this. It's not going to be linear. Linear price targets do not apply in markets, although they are quoted by traditional TA enthusiasts and users all over the place. It's really geometric price targets that define movement. So I think people are going to be surprised where Bitcoin's going to be headed. Now, what's going to happen after that is Bitcoin's going to experience probably some bearish energy builds. If we have a sharp run, this is going to come down rather quickly into a bearish situation that's down here, which will create blocking domes. A blocking dome is a profit opportunity, so we'll talk about that when the time comes, or we'll point that out, but keep an eye on it if you're a subscriber. Those blocking domes will represent points of which you want to take some money off the table. If you escalated in the last three resets, now into some sort of blocking dome or price or cycle extension, usually it's in the daily here. You'll see it right about here. Those will be profit points. I mean, nothing's on the table right now, but it's something to keep an eye out. Other than that, that's really where the setup goes. I really try not to engross yourself into the fundamentals. It's an easy thing. It's a intellectual exercise, but it allows opinion to creep in. You have to come back to your trading discipline, a trading discipline that has to be based on cycles of price, time, and energy, which means that anything that we do and study with Bitcoin can apply just as equally to gold, can apply just as equally to coffee. It can apply as equally to crude oil. This is what makes this discipline universal. This trading discipline can be translated to any market inside the matrix here. And these are other additional markets. They just have been blacked out for the subscribers. So if you have any other questions, follow the links below and contact me, or leave some comments under the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this open content. If not, thanks for watching the video and enjoy the trading day.